Good morning and namaskar, and a very warm welcome to all of you at NDDB. It's really an honor for us to host you all here. It would have been great if I could have joined this workshop physically, but due to some other commitments, I could not. I extend a heartfelt welcome to all the professionals and experts involved in the embryo transfer technology from across the country in this immensely important joint workshop on bovine embryo transfer industry in India. Are we at a crossroad? The workshop is being conducted in collaboration with DHD. We are really honored to host Padma Shri Dr. M.L. Madanji in the workshop. We welcome you, sir, and sincerely thank you for suggesting to conduct such workshop to bring all the professionals to a common platform for the discussions. I am confident that with the eminent presence of the stalwarts like Dr. A.K. Mishra, Dr. Shyam Jawarji, Dr. Sanjeev Chaubalji, Dr. Ajay Vaiswalji, and all others, this conference would be much more beneficial to all the participants. As we know, embryo transfer has long been recognized as a powerful tool to accelerate the genetic progress in the livestock sector, particularly in the bovines across the world. Globally, the adoption of this technology continues to grow year after year. With countries like USA and Brazil, we know they are already leading the way. In our country also, we are also making encouraging strides with the strong support from Government of India under the Rashtriya Gokul Mission, which has not only strengthened around 40 IVF laboratories across the country, but also produced about 10,000 embryos annually. As we speak, private sector participation is also encouraging, and several such organizations are part of this workshop also today. Under the Accelerated Breed Improvement Program, nearly 8,000 embryos have been transferred, resulting in about 1,700 confirmed pregnancies. And these achievements reflect the growing momentum of this technology in India. However, we had challenges. Our journey is not without the challenges. And one of the most critical tasks is finding the elite donors with the authenticated and reliable production records. It's extremely important to recognize that the ET is fundamentally a genetic multiplication tool. What we choose to multiply today will define the productivity of our herds tomorrow. And I think therefore, if superior genetic is selected, the gains can be transformative. However, if unverified or inferior genetic is propagated, the negative impact can also scale rapidly. So I think in this context, the role of genomics become extremely important, and by integrating the genomic evaluation with the performance recording, we can significantly improve the accuracy of selecting the elite donor animals. This will ensure that the genetic progress achieved through the IVF is both rapid and also sustainable. We have seen in USA, I think the embryo transfer adoption multiplied when genomics was integrated with it. Farmers already saw the value and they started using the technology. Another important factor is the cost. It's still an important barrier along with the relative lower pregnancy rates, especially with the frozen embryos. The availability of adequately trained technocrats is also a limiting factor in scaling up these services. At the same time, I think we must also focus on developing indigenous solutions for this technology. At present, many of the inputs, whether it is culture media or equipment or consumables or even certain protocols, are adapted from global systems, which are essentially not cost effective, and therefore developing cost effective, robust and locally adapted alternative is essential to make IVF more accessible and also scalable. And in this regard, there is a strong need to promote innovation within the country through the collaboration between institutions, startups and the industry stakeholders. And I think at NDDB, we are dedicated to overcoming these barriers. Our OPU ET facility is focused on enhancing the efficiency and affordability of IVF technology, making them more accessible to Indian dairy farmers. We are also actively engaged in training and capacity building to support the professionals in this domain. If you see over the last 5-6 years, we are closely working with the milk unions of Gujarat through a hub and spoke model for not only for capacity building but also for creating awareness about this technology. The results are very encouraging. 3 laboratories in Gujarat are already operational, and I hope 2 more are under development and will start working very soon. And about 40 trained professionals are now engaged within these unions. One more project, I think Banas Dairy is building Banas Bovine Breeding Research Center with the projected capacity of producing more than 10,000 embryos annually, and NDDB is providing the technical support for this project. I think it is essential that we sustain and strengthen this progress. This brings me to another important aspect, which is the need for stronger collaborative research and the development efforts. The ET ecosystem is inherently multidisciplinary, involving genetics, reproduction, biotechnology, and also field level implementation. So I believe that no single institution can address all these dimensions in isolation, and therefore I think it is important that we build a collaborative framework involving all the government agencies, research institutions, academia, private players, and also the dairy cooperatives. And such public-private partnerships will also play a crucial role in translating research outcomes into the scalable field applications. So, initiatives such as the heifer rearing centers and also the integration of IVF with the bull production programs supported duly by Government of India are significant steps in this direction. I am sure that during this workshop, you all will dwell into the present scenario and also find a path to trade for the coming years to make this technology deliver what is expected to. We have also invited the eminent speakers to hear from all the sectors working in this technology, along with the stalwarts who had already contributed significantly in this field. So let us embrace this opportunity to learn, exchange our ideas, and also crave a workable plan for the Indian ET industry. Thank you all for being here today, and I look forward to the fruitful deliberations that await ahead. Thank you.